Whether you need flowers delivered around the corner or around the world, you know you can depend on Classic Florist and Home Decor. Classic can make any occasion special, anniversaries or birthdays, sympathy, or just thinking of someone. What better way to brighten someone's day than with a beautiful bouquet of fresh-cut flowers or a beautiful plant? Don't forget how easy the professionals at Classic can make those special days. Just give us your list for 2015 and you are guaranteed not to miss a holiday. Classic has it handled all year long. Classic Florist is not your average flower shop. See for yourself at Classic Florist and Home Decor, 913 Hillcrest Parkway in Dublin.
Hi, everyone. We'd like to welcome you to Real Talk. I'm your host, Pat Terrio. It's a beautiful day here in downtown Dublin, Georgia, and we've got the Director of Tourism herself with us. How are you, darling?
I'm good, thank you.
You know, we're standing behind something that is already starting out to be amazing, but we'll let this young lady here first tell us about what she does here in Dublin, Georgia, and what this day is and what's going on here with this wall.
I am the Director of Tourism for Lawrence County, and I'm so happy today we're in downtown Dublin with the kickoff of Living Walls Atlanta. We've got artist Peter Ferrari here working his magic on a wall in downtown Dublin.
You know what, Rebecca, this is huge, right? This is
It
like
is.
really a big thing, because when you talk about bringing artists in, that means that Dublin is definitely stepping outside of the box of what people may think of downtown Dublin.
Yes, Dublin is notorious for being ahead of the curve, and this is just one of those projects that capture who Dublin is. And with the addition of this very abstract piece in downtown Dublin, this just cements its reputation as the center for the arts.
Absolutely. And you and I, let's talk a little bit about, you know, what we do personally, what we like to do. Me, myself, I'm in the creative arts fields. I perform in dramatic arts. And yourself?
I write poetry in my spare time.
Oh, my God!
Yes, so it's amazing.
And so when we talk about the arts, you know, you can think poetically what poetry does for you.
Correct.
And so as an artist, when you talk about dramatic arts, I know how transforming the arts can be. And to bring an artist in and to be able to create something that's going to be so amazing, just visually what that does.
Yes, it gets people talking, it gets people thinking, it gets people feeling, it gets them expressing the thoughts that are running through their head. So our hope is that everybody that comes down here and sees this piece has a reaction to it, that they, you know, whether they like it or they don't like it, it makes them feel something.
Yes, it evokes emotions.
Yes.
You know, art does that for you, and especially something in this piece as creatively as the abstracts, because it's going to make you think.
Yes.
It's going to create your own story.
Yes.
That's what I like to say. Like with you, writing poetry, it's a story.
Right. And this is just one of those, you know, there's a great quote by Leonardo da Vinci that says painting is poetry that for the eyes. It basically just makes people, you can look at it and feel the emotion. So people can come down here and feel an emotion that they might not have experienced.
I feel it already, just when you were quoting that, because I feel that so wholeheartedly. I really do. And then so to bring Peter here, that didn't just happen overnight.
No.
How did, you know, kind of give us an abbreviated version of you and your team coming together to decide this is what we want to do, okay? This is what we have to do to make it happen. And hello, he's here for 4 days.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Like the creative process takes time, this took time. A couple of years ago, the Downtown Development Authority applied to host Inspired Georgia, which was an art exhibit through Georgia Council of the Arts. As part of that art exhibit, we were offered some of these projects to bring here, and Living Walls Atlanta was one of them. Everyone from the City of Dublin to the Georgia Department of Economic Development Tourism Division, of course Georgia Council of the Arts, Living Walls Atlanta, and Visit Dublin. We all worked together to find the right location for this piece. G Rhythm was kind enough to let us paint it on the side of her building.
It's going to be great for her because she can say, we're the building with this,
Yeah.
abstract
We
art.
have the piece of art on the corner.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And so you guys have all partnered together. You've brainstormed, and now Peter Ferrari is here,
Yes.
alive, in the flesh.
Yes, and he will be here for the next 3 days, so it's going to be a process that people can come down and look at over the course of the next 3 days. They can actually talk to Peter and his staff, so it's just an amazing opportunity to see art come to life in downtown Dublin.
Well, great. Well, we here at TV 35, we're kind of going to camp out. Not necessarily camp out like how Peter is going to be here from 9 to 5 for 3 days. You know I can't take the heat, honey. But we're going to be here. We're going to talk to Peter. We're going to talk to his staff, talk about his process of how he thinks in order to transform brick into artistry.
Yes.
All right. So thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
We are so glad that you're in the position that you're in.
Well, I'm lucky to be here.
This is Rebecca McWilliam, everyone. She is the Director of Tourism, and she is definitely a poet.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the amazing artist himself, Peter Ferrari, and yes, that is his real name. How you doing, Peter?
Very well. How are you?
Very well. Now, listen, we're so glad to have you here in Dublin, Georgia.
Me too. It's great.
You're going to be with us for about 3 days.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, tell us a little bit about you, and tell us about your work through the years.
Okay. Well, I'm an artist from Atlanta, Georgia. I've been doing freelance art now for about 4 years exclusively. I've been an artist for basically my whole life, and then I decided to quit my job about 4 years ago and pursue it full time. And I do a lot of murals in Atlanta and around Georgia and some other states as well. And I kind of do whatever I need to do to pay the bills. You know, I paint, I do murals, I do small scale paintings, I do tattoo designs, I do illustration, all kinds of stuff. So it's a living and I love it.
So you do all things art.
Absolutely.
Pretty much.
Pretty
Now,
much.
and you've been doing this for so many years. Now, were you one of those little kids that had that first art set and just, knew that this is something that I want to do, like when you were able to draw beyond the stick figures?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm like any kid. I was drawn to art. I enjoyed expressing myself, and it was just something that I fostered as I grew into an adult, and I never put it down. And then when I started having some opportunities come up, and I had people say that I was talented, and I said, okay, well, I like that, and so it just sort of grew from there. And yeah, I never would have imagined that I would have been a professional artist when I was a kid. But that's how it turned out, and I'm very grateful.
And we're so grateful to have you here. Now, did you have to go to school for artistry, or is this something that you just are naturally gifted?
I did not go to school for art. I went to school for sociology. So
interesting.
Yeah.
But how you can put that together, an artist has to be able to create something that psychologically reaches people.
Absolutely. I think it's important, and I also think it's important for artists to be aware of the communities that they're working in and how they work, and making sure that what they're doing is benefiting that particular community, which I think sociology obviously has a lot to do with. So,
there you go. See, Mom and Dad, that's where that education pays off. That's how he's able to use sociology.
Definitely.
Now, have you taught art?
Yes, I've done some classes at the High Museum in Atlanta. I've worked.
Oh, that's a great place.
Yeah, it's fabulous. I've worked with a few different schools here and there. I've done some workshops and things like that. So, it's something. I think anytime, just having people out here watching me paint is like an education for them too. So
I was going to ask you about that, because sometimes artists kind of like to have their own, artists are a little peculiar. You've heard that,
definitely.
right? About,
Yeah. I'm very peculiar.
And so a lot of times artists like to have their own privacy, but here you are, this is public.
Yeah.
So, any Joe Schmo could be driving around.
Absolutely.
Coming, walking around, yo, Peter, what you doing over here? You know what I mean? So to be open like that, you have to have a confidence about what you do.
Yeah, I definitely, the first large public mural I painted I was very nervous. It was like stage fright. You start up and you come up to this wall, and here you are, just a little guy painting on this huge wall. It's a little nerve-wracking, but you get over that eventually, and it's fun. I'm confident in my work, and I know that people enjoy it. So I'm not too shy about it anymore.
Well, we know you're not. And when you say that, when you first start out and you look at this big empty wall,
Yeah.
what is your thought process of what you want to create?
Well, like I said before, it depends on where I'm installing the mural, what kind of area it is, what community I'm installing it in. The wall itself, has to sort of fit the sketch. So this was something I planned out beforehand, and I already knew what I was going to do. And yeah, you do a lot of planning in the front end so that when you're actually at the wall painting, you don't have those kind of problems.
All right. So this wall
yeah.
here, as you can see behind us, it had started off blank,
Yes.
a blank slate. And now we've got Mr. Peter Ferrari here, and we're going to definitely each day we're going to be coming by just to kind of see how things are going here and see
I'm
the
excited.
process. And so you're talking about 9 to 5.
Yeah, 9 to 5.
Every day.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Now, and we're so pleased to have you here because, when you did the murals before, was it a small town or a larger town?
I mean, I started painting in Atlanta, so it's pretty
A little
big
bit
town.
bigger.
A little bit bigger. But I've worked in Athens. I worked in Spartanburg, South Carolina. So not all huge towns. And I think it's really important to bring art like this into towns that might not necessarily get it or think that they would like it, because once you have it in here, you might see that you do like it, and you might have more and inspire some other people.
Yes.
And it's kind of it spreads.
And of course, you're painting it here at the G Rhythm Performing Arts Center, and you teach art and you have taught art. How important is it to you, or that you feel, for kids to be able to to have the arts? A lot of schools don't always have art programs because of funding.
Right.
And so as in creative arts, I believe they miss out.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I think arts, it taps into creativity, and I think in any field you need to be creative. You need to have that desire to think outside the box and not always follow the rules, sort of do things a little bit differently. And I think especially nowadays where technology is just skyrocketing at an exponential rate.
Right.
We don't know what kind of jobs our kids are going to have, so they need to be prepared to be creative and think outside the box. And I think art helps that no matter who you are. So.
And I'm glad you said that, because even with that thinking outside of the box, it allows those creative juices to flow. It allows you to be able to be expressive in your artistry. And so this is going to be an abstract.
Yes, it'll be it's sort of a design, sort of non-representational mural. So this is really just the fill color. So once I come back in, I'm going to be doing some sort of white lines, and it's going to define this kind of abstract shape. So you'll see, it's going to be cool.
This is so exciting. I was one of those kids that painted the stick figures.
Sure.
I could not believe that I was not good at art.
Well, no one's good at first. You got to practice. There's that guy Bob Ross, the Happy Trees, that
Yes.
guy, and he has this quote that's talent is anything that you're willing to practice, and that's true.
Practice makes perfect.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Mr. Peter Ferrari, we're glad to have you here. Glad to have your team here. Who do you have with you? Want to make sure we don't leave anyone out?
Well, my girlfriend Kayleen is here. She's helping out, and she's a great helper and a great artist in her own right. So
That is cool.
Yeah.
A duo right here.
Absolutely.
Dynamic duo. All right. So we're going to kind of watch you a little bit and kind of, peep around your shoulder
Great.
as you create. We've got Peter Ferrari here of Atlanta. Now, what city is it you're from?
From Atlanta. The part of Atlanta I'm from is Cabbagetown.
Cabbagetown.
Cabbagetown,
All
right.
right. Well, that fits right in here down here in Dublin, Georgia. This is
Absolutely.
Peter Ferrari, ladies and gentlemen, and he is here with this living wall of Atlanta. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
We'll see you in a little bit.
All right.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen, we've been having such a fun day here watching Peter Ferrari paint this beautiful mural. We've got a young lady here from G Rhythm Performing Arts Center that wants to say hello. Introduce yourself to everyone, please.
Hi, I'm Maddie Hooks.
Maddie Grace Hooks, right?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
can't leave such a beautiful middle name out like that. You know that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us who your family is.
I'm in 4th grade and I go to Trinity Christian School. My mother is Julie Hooks and my father is Dan Hooks.
That is awesome. Now, Maddie Grace, I want to tell you something that's pretty cool about me when I was in the 4th grade. I won my 4th grade spelling bee. You're shocked, aren't you?
Yeah.
It was a little while ago, but I just loved spelling. What is your favorite subject?
Math.
Math. So you're a math whiz, huh?
Yeah.
And what do you like to do for fun?
I mostly dance.
Dance. All right. So tell us about what you do at G Rhythm.
Well, I dance and then I paint and we have drama class.
Oh my gosh. So you can paint too. Do you think that if Peter needed some help that you could assist him if he got tired or weary?
Maybe.
Maybe. What are some of the coolest things you've painted? It doesn't have to be a wall. It's okay. What's the coolest thing you ever painted that you've liked?
I'm not sure.
You like to do pictures?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. And what type dancing do you like to do?
My favorite is tap.
Tap, very good. Now, with you guys having this up on the wall where you go to the Performing Arts Center, how cool is that?
It's very cool.
Very cool. So you've been out here, you've been watching Peter work. Now, do you think you want to continue in the arts when you get older?
Yes.
Very good. And you may go from painting like just pictures to doing some stuff like this, you think?
Yes.
And so you do tap dancing. So how long have you been dancing?
Since I was 2.5.
Oh my goodness. And how old are you now?
10.
Now, we always ask the question, can your mama dance?
No.
Oh my gosh. Out of every kid we've talked to today, just about dancing, there's only been one parent that can dance. I know. You girls are going to have to teach us. You're going to have to help us out. But all right. It has been so much fun meeting you, okay?
Okay.
And we can't wait to have this done and complete here. Keep dancing and keep painting.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Hi, everyone. We are back, and it is day 2. We've got Peter Ferrari. He is tearing things up here in downtown Dublin, Georgia. Peter, how's it going, man?
Good. It's hot. But
You are burning up
I'm
out
burning
here.
up. You can tell. I got
Look at that.
Farmer's tan.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is working very hard, very diligently out here. The mural is looking great. We got this wonderful Easter family with us in their Sunday Go meeting. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
We'll let you all introduce yourselves to everyone.
My name is Lois Martin.
Hey, Miss Lois.
I'm Vanetta Martin.
I'm Geraldine Floyd.
Tarsha Floyd.
I'm Destiny Martin.
All right. And now they've got a few questions that they want to ask you, Peter, to kind of talk about your process of how things are going. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Who wants to start?
I will.
All right, dear.
Hi, Peter. I just want to know how long was the preparation?
It was probably maybe a week of just figuring out what I wanted to do. I had a whole sketch laid out, and then I actually hand mixed all the colors. So it was a matter of picking out the palette that I wanted to use, and then getting the paint, organizing it, and tinting it all myself. So it's all, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into this wall already. So
That's awesome. Wait, you mix the paint yourself?
Yes. It's all custom colors, custom mix. There's a couple colors of spray paint that I bought, but other than that, it's all stuff that I hand mixed.
You know, you're putting a lot of places out of business. Home Depot, Lowe's, we're sorry.
That's right.
You are. All that. All right. What else? Who has another question?
I have one.
Okay.
What inspired you to create this?
Well, obviously, I was commissioned, and they wanted something that reflected what the building is all about. And it's a dance studio and an art studio, so I wanted something that was indicative of movement and energy. And so this idea is sort of it's almost like a wave or like a flower kind of blooming out, kind of bursting. So it's just kind of it's about movement and energy.
That's cool. Who's next?
Well, he already answered my question.
Okay. Who else has one? Come on, mamas. I know you have one.
Well, it was related to hers. I was going to ask what the process and time. How long did it take you to finish, or will it take you to finish?
I'm hoping for 3 days. It's going to rain
We're putting them on
tomorrow.
the. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's going to rain tomorrow, and it's all water-based paint, so I can't work in the rain. But hopefully we'll get a lot done today. I'll take a little break on Monday and then be back on Tuesday to finish up.
Okay.
And then we'll
Now
be
you
good.
say water. Now will any of this run?
No. It's so hot out here, this stuff dries in a minute or two. So,
This is looking really good.
Thank you.
What time did you start this morning?
9.
Now what time are you gonna stop this evening?
Probably sundown today, just because I want to try to get as much done as I can while it's not raining.
Oh my gosh. That's like a long time from now.
Yeah, it's like an 11-hour day. It's all right.
See, ladies, how he spends his Easter. Well, listen, we're certainly so glad. I can say that as a group, and of course the people out there, we're glad that you're here. The blood, sweat, and tears that you're putting into this is going to be well worth it. And it's going to be so eye-catching. Don't you guys think?
Yes, it will.
And this is something I had mentioned to him before. I said, you know, this is not even not like Dublin. You know?
That's right.
It's like from like a big city. So we're like George and Wheezy. We're moving on up.
Bring a little Atlanta flavor.
A little Atlanta flavor, bringing it down here. All right, well, we're going to let you work, Peter.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for being here, coming. Did you all just eat dinner or something?
Yes.
Lord, their bellies are full. And so they thank you for taking the time to come out. All right, Peter, we're going to let you get at it. Thank you all so much for being here, and we'll be back in a minute. All right, Peter. I mean, you've been working how many hours today?
Probably about 5 hours today.
About 5 hours. Okay, so what's taking place and what are you working on now? Because you're saying you're getting ready to do some tedious stuff.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to wrap the design around the corner, which is always tricky because you have curved lines going around right angle corners, and so you just got to kind of keep working it till it looks right.
It's looking amazing. It really is.
Thank you, thank you.
Now, I noticed that you're chalking that. Tell us about that process.
Yeah, so basically you use chalk first so that you can erase, so you can start to sort of get your outline how you want it, and then if you don't like it, you can erase it and come back, and then when you actually put the paint down, you know, you've got the line how you want it.
Okay,
So
that's good.
Yeah, it's a sketch basically.
And you have a sketch, so you've drawn this out as far as what you want.
Yeah, generally, I'm kind of, you know, things might be a little bit different than the completed sketch, but it's pretty close.
And so this is speaking to you like right now already?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's it saying if it could talk?
Right. Well, that's a tough question.
Hurry up and finish me, Peter.
Right. Yeah. No, I like it a lot. I think it's one of those pieces that it's different from some stuff I've done in the past, and I think that it's a new kind of. It's a new style for me in a way, but it's also kind of similar to my old style. So I'm really excited about it, and I think it's kind of telling me that I need to do more like this. So,
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You know, for the artists out there, for the ones who are used to just sketching on pads and canvases, how different is it, or how similar is it for you on a wall with the curves and with the corners? You know, how different?
It's very different. I mean, it's the same and it's different. It's the same idea where you're sketching first, and then you're putting in your permanent outline. But the movements aren't your wrist, you know, it's your shoulder, and I have a lot of extension poles to sort of make my reach a lot further, and having the lift obviously is a lot different. So
A lot different. I mean, it looks kind of difficult, but I notice how, like, when you're on the lift, you're going back and forth and you're looking at it, you know, and then you'll erase something, you know, as you chalk, you're like, okay, I'm going to change this a little bit. I mean, it's kind of like you are like in like deep meditation.
Yeah, a
as you're
little bit.
doing
A little
this.
bit. You have to kind of find the groove and sort of find where you want it. So my lip's telling me I need to turn it off.
Okay, well, we're going to let you keep working.
All right.
All right, thanks, Peter.
Thank you.
All right, Peter, we're kind of ending up for the day 2. Let's talk about what's taking place today and what still needs to be done with this here.
Sure. So today I was working on the outline of the design, just sketching everything out, getting the white paint on top of the kind of more abstract background. And it worked out pretty good. We got around the corner, which was something I was, you know, a little hesitant
iffy about. Yeah.
But it looks good. And tomorrow I'm going to be coming in and finish, or tomorrow or Tuesday I'll be coming back and finishing some of the outline, and then I'm going to take the color of the building, this sort of reddish brown, and I'm going to cut that all the way around the whole design. So it's going to almost look like a sticker once it's all done. So
That's going to be so cool.
yeah, it'll be cool. It'll pop it.
So throughout this whole process, what's been the most tedious thing for you?
Honestly, getting the lift to work has been really tricky because look at that. It got me. It's beeping at me right now.
But are you used to working with the lift?
Yeah, I've used a lot of lifts. It's just working on ground that isn't level. You have to have level ground, otherwise it doesn't want to go up. So
Okay.
yeah.
But it looks great. Yeah, it is definitely unlevel, but you worked your way around the curve,
Yep.
which is one of the little things that kind of gave you a little bit of angst,
That's right.
But you guys have worked around the corner. And so how long now, like how many hours, labor hours do you see?
Probably another 4 or 5 hours at least.
Okay.
Maybe up to 8, I mean,
That's big. You
never
went from
know.
4 to 8.
Yeah, because
Like-
it's one of those things where you never quite know that,
Yeah.
that something might come up. You expect the best, plan for the worst kind of situation. So
And I think I already know this answer about you,
Uh-huh.
but are you kind of like anal retentive about it? Like, are you, you're real anal about your work?
Absolutely, absolutely. You have to be a bit of a perfectionist to do this kind of stuff.
Oh, wow.
So,
It's looking fantastic. Now, are you wanting to kind of share the name you've come up with, or you kind of want to wait?
No, I can share it. I decided to go with the name Rhythm because
Mm-hmm.
it is part of the G Rhythm studio, and I think the piece itself has a kind of musicality, flow,
Mm-hmm.
rhythm to it. So I think it works.
It does work. It does work. And I'm going to, and so now when I'm driving by, the rhythm mural,
piece.
that piece, Rhythm, that's where you
Exactly.
need to meet me at. I
Exactly.
mean, because it's going to be such a great focal point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
it's going to be such an eye catcher.
Yeah.
And
you
I
can't
think
miss
that,
it.
and then people who are actually touring Dublin and visiting, they're going to be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's going to shock them, but it's going to be pleasing.
Amen. I
Because
agree.
your hard work, your labor is definitely paying off. It's already so beautiful.
Thank you.
You've already got people like slowing up, watching you as you
Absolutely.
work. All right. So, okay. So we're going to stop for today. We are, and we're going to catch up with you next time that you're up here and kind of see how the process is going,
Cool. I'll be here.
Get some rest.
Yeah.
And you guys, you probably cannot tell, but these guys are so sunburned from being out here all day. Look at those
True. You can
arms.
tell I'm purple.
He's purple. Even the back of your neck.
I know. You can see that.
This is the show and tell section.
I know.
So we know that you've definitely been working hard, and we as a community are so appreciative of you being here, you and Kayleen, and just working so hard to beautify our city.
My pleasure. And Dublin has been great to me already. So thank you all too.
Cool. You kind of fit in. Sort of, kind of.
Sort of, kind of. Now I got the tan. So
You
I'm
do
good,
have the
yeah.
10 line. All right. This is Peter Ferrari, and this was day 2 of The Living Wall. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is day 3 of Peter Ferrari doing this amazing, amazing abstract here on the corner of G Rhythm, and this is where we're standing right now. If you can see in the background, there's another part of artistry by Kale, a.k.a. Boom Boom Parker. He's a great artist here, and he has also put some things on the wall just on the inside. And as I'm standing here with Tony Marie Sampson, a business owner here in this area, we were just talking about how when we come into this building, we feel such freedom. And, freedom of the arts, because, you've got so much that you're able to do here as a dancer, as an artist, as in dramatic art, so many different things. And so it's just only fitting. Don't you think, Tony?
It is.
To have Peter here and doing such an amazing job. And as you can see, he's already done so much already. He's been working several hours today. And even despite the rain, he has tirelessly done a lot to the building. And as you can see that so much has already been done. All right, we've got Tony here. Hi, Tony.
Hi, how are you today?
Doing very well. Now, Tony, as you can actually look out the window
Yes,
of your office.
yes.
And you see this mural. Mm-hmm. All right, tell us the business that you have,
Okay.
and let's talk about how it affects you when you see this structure, this mural.
Okay. Well, the business is Tags Educational Services, and like you stated, we are right across the street, and it brings personality, I think, to our street. It brings a little bit of personality, because when I first saw it, naturally, I thought about patterns, mathematical,
Right.
geometrical structures
Right.
when I first saw it. So it brings a little bit of personality, a little bit more character, a little color to our streets.
That's a little different, isn't it?
It is.
Were
very
you
different.
expecting to see that? And of course, you've been going to work and you've been seeing the progress. Were you expecting to see something like this on the corner of that building?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't. But I am excited because, like I said again, the color, the personality, the freedom, just the expression, free form expression that it brings to our street. I'm excited for it.
Free form expression. That's so very good. And it's interesting. You as a mathematician, you saw all of the shapes and different things, and you thought mathematics.
Yes.
But there's such an art, there's such a science, there's such a mathematic to how artists operate.
Right, it is.
And so we're glad that you were able to see that.
Yes, yes.
This is definitely going to be a landmark for you to tell people like how to get to your place of business.
Exactly.
All right. Well, listen, we are so pleased with the work that Peter is doing, and of course, Gilda herself, owner of G Rhythm, is certainly pleased, and she's definitely not a stranger to art. And of course, this is the place of the arts, the performing arts. And so we're excited as a community to have Peter here and all of the work that he is doing. So, all right, I'm just excited to see the finished product.
I am too. I think we stood out Saturday morning just admiring his workmanship. And we talked for a while. And I said, well, let me go back in before I just stand here all day, just admiring how he structured and painted and put those shapes together.
Shapes and lines.
Yes,
and
shapes and lines, together. So
when I looked at it, I thought about life. I thought about life. I thought about freedom. I thought about renewal, because this is definitely a project that we're so pleased that Dublin brought to Dublin. Yeah. Because it's definitely bringing life. It's showing that Dublin is flourishing.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dublin is growth. We're growing, we're flourishing, and it's definitely bringing life. All right. Well, Tony, thank you for speaking with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. This is Tony Marie Sampson, the owner of Tags here in downtown Dublin, Georgia. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here at day 4 with Peter Ferrari, and he is constructing something absolutely wonderful. There's a lot of people passing by and actually admiring his work, and we've got a fellow painter himself with us today. Hey, sir, how you doing?
How you doing today?
Very well. Listen, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone and tell them a little bit about your work as a painter?
Okay. My name is George Hollingsworth, and I do residential and commercial painting. Also, this is what we call the accent wall. They are doing a lot of accent walls in homes now with different colors. So this is very unique for a building to put all the commercial art and work into doing it, and it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Now, how long have you been a painter?
I've been a painter about 15 to 20 years.
Now, did you go to school to paint, or you just learned?
No, my grandfather was a painter.
So this is a family thing, just teaching you how to paint. And so what kind of things do you paint mostly?
Interior and exterior of homes and buildings and commercial. Anything that needs paint.
You paint it.
Paint it.
And and it's good that you admire this type artistry where he's doing abstract art on this, to do this mural here.
We do inside in homes now a solid wall, what we call an accent wall. And it breaks the room up into different sections. So this is beautiful.
It is beautiful. And so what do you think about something like this being here in downtown Dublin, Georgia?
Oh, yes. It would draw a lot of attention, and it beautifies the old buildings and takes away the ugly looks and creates new.
Right, new.
Yeah.
We love what it's bringing, and we thank you for all the work that you do and have been doing for the past 20 years.
Thank you.
All right. Good to see you, sir.
Have a nice day.
All right, you as well.
All right.
This is day 4, ladies and gentlemen, with Peter Ferrari blessing us with his presence and creating this mural.
See you. High five. I thought you were going to high five.
I will. I'll do it like that.
There we go.
All right. So, Peter, how's it going? I mean, where are you right now with this?
We're almost done. I got a couple of little touch-ups here and there, and then I'm going to sign it, and we're done.
How many hours have you worked today?
Today, I actually haven't worked that much. We got a good day in yesterday, maybe 2 hours today already. So the rain stayed off for now, and yeah, we're good to go.
So your journey's almost over.
Almost.
People have been passing by, driving real slow, checking out what you're doing. You know, so today you're doing some outlining things.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at it from afar, it's just so super cool. It's just unbelievably cool.
Thank you.
Unbelievably cool. So now you're going to have to calculate how many man hours that you've put into something like this.
Yeah.
Has this taken you longer than most projects or no?
I've done stuff that's taken longer. I've done stuff that's gone shorter. I mean, it all depends. This job went relatively quickly for the size that we did, you know.
Right.
So I've probably put in, you know, maybe 35 hours on it, something like that.
Nice.
Over 4 days.
But you are now reaching the end of your tunnel. Hold back, rain.
I know.
All right, so we're going to let you work
Cool.
and touch up some things here, and we'll talk with you at the end, okay?
Sounds good.
Peter Ferrari, everyone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is day 4. It is finished. It is complete. It is done. We've got the artist Peter Ferrari and we've got Kayleen Scott. They have been working so diligently these past 4 days. Guys, you can now breathe a sigh of relief, right?
Yes, it's a big sigh of relief.
This has been such a long journey. Kayleen, you know, you've been assisting Peter throughout these 4 days. How has the process been for you, honestly? How's it been?
In the beginning, it was really fun, and now I'm happy that we're done.
That was such a great rhyme. Because, you know, when you look at the in-between part of that, it's been a lot of work.
Yes, definitely.
And, you know, and again, you can't tell, but she has suffered physically from sunburn.
I am sunburned. Totally worth it, though.
You know, when you talk about doing work like this, you know, the people that have been passing by, as we've said, you know, they have been like, trying to take it all in, trying to figure out what is it, trying to see if they can decipher if there's anything in there that they can recollect.
Right.
But you have continued working. And so finish out how the end product was for you as well.
Well, it turned out just how I'd planned it, basically. And I think the community's been really great. Everyone's been super helpful, super supportive. We had enough paint. We got the design how we wanted it. And as long as everyone's happy, then I'm happy, because that's what art's about. You know, it's for the public. So
absolutely. And we, you know, you got the people out here, the onlookers right now, are just so pleased at the work that you two have done. What has been the most when you look at from day 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's some days that you had to work much longer and much harder than others. What was the most tedious part for you?
Gosh, honestly, in the very beginning when I was trying to sketch everything out, and I had to kind of come up with some new techniques and actually some new tools that I had never used before to get the design how I wanted it. That beginning part was a little nerve-wracking, but once we figured it out, it went really quick.
So that's the thing, getting out the gate. But
Yeah.
once you get out the gate, it's a little bit more smooth.
Absolutely.
Now, Kayleen, we want you to tell the people a little bit about you as an artist, okay? Now, how long have you been an artist?
15 years.
15 years. Now, have you always done? What did you start off doing as an artist?
I mostly do small illustrations, watercolor, so nothing on this scale, but I'm really glad I was a part of it, and I do enjoy helping Peter.
Well, you're fabulous, Kayleen. You are absolutely fabulous. In all your shyness, you're absolutely fabulous, because your work along with Peter's is definitely the end result of this beautiful, beautiful product. So what is next for you guys? What's next for you?
I'm going to be painting a mural over at Georgia Gwinnett College over north of Atlanta. And then just commissions. I have a couple different commissions I'm going to be working on, and I've maybe doing some live painting at the NFL draft up in Chicago. I just found out about that last night. Yeah, no, I just found out about that last night. So we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Now, Peter, what if someone wanted to get in touch with you to, like, just here, like they're going to see your work, they're going to see this show, they're going to drive past it every day. If they want to call you or get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you to kind of see about you doing some work for them?
Probably the best way is just through email. It's plfpaint at Gmail. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook. My Instagram is Peter Ferrari Art, all one word. And on Facebook, it's Peter Ferrari Art as well. So
you know, I'm probably going to be calling you to, like, come and paint something on my children's wall.
Sure, no problem.
Abstract, of course.
Okay.
Like, I want it to bleed from the ceiling and going down to the floor.
All right.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what's next for you? You're partnered with him, and you know, so where he goes, you go. Is that correct?
No, that is not correct.
Had to get that out there, Peter. So what's next for you?
I just have to get back to work. I'm going to be doing some modeling stuff and making some jewelry. So.
Oh, my gosh. So you are full of excitement. So you model and you make jewelry. Now, how, like, if a person wanted to purchase some of your jewelry?
I work underneath a designer. It's called Buku. It's just boutique couture jewelry. So.
Boutique couture. You're going to have to show me some of your stuff, girl.
Definitely.
All right. Well, we're so pleased to have had you guys with us for 4 days. And, you know, coming out each day to watch your progress has been so amazing.
Thank you.
And you guys have great personalities. You know that. You could have very well been the type artists where, you know, people come around and you're like, you know what I mean? Not very conversational,
Oh, I know what you
but
mean.
you're a people person. So you're gifted as artists, but you also know how to relate to people. And that shows in your personality and the work that you do.
Thank you very much.
And this is titled Rhythm.
Rhythm.
Well, we look forward to following you guys at your work, whatever you're doing. We know that you're going to be doing great things. We look forward to seeing what more you have in store. Thank you for being here in Dublin.
Thank you.
Now you can head on back home and get back to life as you know it. This has been Kayleen Scott, everyone, and Peter Ferrari out of Atlanta. Thank you all so much for bringing your talents and gifts here to Dublin, Georgia. All right, good people, thank you all so much for watching Real Talk, for following us on this 4-day journey with these amazing artists. And you see the work that they have done here off of Monroe Street at the corner of G Rhythm Performing Arts, where Gilda is the owner and operator. Thank you all so much for watching Real Talk, and please keep watching.